What's up, guys? So today I want to chat with you a little bit more about my ADHD, and I just wanted to give you a couple of things that I've discovered just as of recently. And one of those things is I forget in mid-sentence that I forget in the mid-sentence what I'm saying, right? You'll probably witness that in this video at some point. You may not know it, but you probably will witness it. Anyhow, so it's vitally important to pay attention to these things, because if you can, try to navigate, I don't know about the forgetfulness, I'm not sure how to navigate that one yet, other than slow down, right? Slow down, take your time. It won't be, see, there it is. It won't be, I don't even know what I was going to say, but I will tell you this. On this exact thing, preparation is key, right? When I do these videos, I do not prepare necessarily for what exactly I'm going to say. I have an idea of the subject I'm going to talk about, right? From forgetfulness, and I'm going to include a couple of other things. But I talk to you from my point of view. And again, I'm not a scripted kind of guy. I hate scripts. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story. My best buddy, Callie Keene, and I, he helped me go through and build out my whole sales program that I consult with companies all over the world with this process. And what was interesting is, I never felt prepared for my coaching sessions. I always felt like they were kind of going all over the place, right? And so this gave me some structure, and it made me feel like I was really prepared for the call, no matter what the call was, right? Well, I knew what the call was going to be because it was going to be on one of my steps, but the point is like I had a structure, and for people like me, I needed that framework. I needed that guide to know every week, this is what you're talking about. Because then I can put everything on autopilot, and it's not like I'm scrambling every single session, or I'm trying to pull some value out of the conversation, and maybe it's a hard conversation to pull value out of because of whatever the subject is, right? I mean, I'm sure you've gone into a coaching session at some point, and it starts out is we're going to work on one thing and ends up into something totally different. And sometimes that's really hard to track, and it's hard to measure because you don't have a measuring stick for those kind of sessions. And if they're every session, like mine used to be, then you are solving problems. Don't get me wrong, because solving big problems, but because they get derailed by random shit, and that's up to you as the coach, whether it gets derailed or not, then, and that's your job to keep it between the lines, then it's hard to measure that if that happens. Now, I know exactly how to measure it. I know the exact result they're going to get every single week. And that's really important for me. And that leads me to where I failed in this situation. So I write proposals for companies, and different proposals for different companies, because they need different things. And so I hate writing proposals. I'm not good at it. It's not a strong suit of mine. One thing, sidebar, I figured out, stop focusing on the things that you suck at, Corey. And so the point is that I paid a friend of mine to build out this proposal for me, and it looked great, and it sounded great. I mean, it was a lot of my information that she transformed and put on the paper, because that's not my strong suit. Talking to you right now is my strong suit. And so, but here's where I screwed up. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I read through that proposal one time with her before I went and pitched it to a client for $54,000. Now, you might be thinking, Corey, why in the hell would you have done that? I'll tell you why. One, I booked, my times on my calendar got booked out, and I didn't have the room to have the time to go after it, to do it. also, the night before, I only slept an hour. I don't know why, but I did. And so it was really, I was tired, and I just wasn't thinking. And I believe that my performance on that proposal call was less than average. And I'm just going to be honest. I really don't think I did well on it. And this could be my inner dialogue talking, but if I did great on it and knocked it out of the park, they would have said, where do I send the check? They didn't say that. So that tells me we got to figure out, here's a big lesson learned. A potentially $54,000 lesson that I just paid for, so to speak, in my mind, because I didn't prepare for the meeting like I should have. And I took a different route than what I normally take, but in my brain, it was the same route, right? And you probably can identify with that. And if you can't, I get that too. Not really, but the point here is this. Preparation helps you to lead, guide, direct the people that you're working with. Now, whether you're consulting or coaching or group coaching or in a mastermind, it doesn't matter. You want to have structure if you have a brain like mine, and so it really helps, right? Now I'm going to give you something on the flip side of that that's completely the opposite of what I just said. So that is how my brain works in that scenario, right? I need that structure. Now, I would have never been able to put that structure together if I hadn't have gotten help from my best friend, Callie. And so this is the deal, the flip side of that is, if I go list out, see, I forgot, but then I brought it back. So the flip side of that is, if I make a list of tasks, and this is not always the case, but lots of times, or I just don't make the list. But I'll make a list of tasks, or I'll put it on my calendar, that's a better example, and it'll pop up, go do your social media post, and it needs to be this. I'll see that, and because it pops up every day, and it's basically the same message, well, it is the same message every day, my brain sees the message, and for whatever reason, it checks it off as if I've already done it, and that method doesn't work for me. It works great if I have a meeting, but if it's something I don't want to do, like social media posts, I'm not going to do it, right? I despise it. And what I mean by despise it is it is not enjoyable for me to do a social media post. It's just not. I hate it. You can look and see I don't do them very often. I have to think about it. And it's hard to see the value in it sometimes. And that's just really my personal opinion. I'd rather sit here and talk to you than do a post. And so I'll just use this as the damn post. Anyway. So, but that's the other side of this, right? I don't like being told what to do. I don't like feeling like I have to do anything. And when I feel that way, lots of times I recoil and I pull back and I just won't do it. And that's part of an ADHD brain. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you how it is. And if you're watching this and you don't have ADHD, you probably think I'm crazy. And I would too, probably. But I'm not. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. I'm actually pretty damn smart. Most ADHDers are. In fact, there's so many people that are like, I can't remember the list of people, but like massive, like Van Gogh and Alexander Graham Bell, I can't remember the rest of them, that are amazing ADHD people that are kicking ass. And the swimmer that got caught smoking pot, him too. He did get caught smoking pot, but he's still the best swimmer. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the other side. Actually, before we go, make sure you do join my ADHD Sales Legends Facebook group. I'll make sure that it is in the comments below. We'll see you on the other side.